Okay, so we're on page 25, Systems of Equations Review. So these are just the ways you can, 3 ways we can solve a system. Let's start with graphing. Oh, it's not connected. That's not going to work. Okay, so what do you need to do first when you want to graph a system? What'd you say? Good. Move these around so you have your slope and your intercept. So first one we have x plus y equals 3. What needs to move for this to be in slope-intercept form? Subtract your x. So y equals, we have negative 1x. If you need to, remember that's 1 over 1. And then plus 3. And then we have 3x plus 2y equals 14. What needs to move there? Lewis, what should I move over? What should I move over? If our goal is to get y by itself.
I'm going to go ahead here and say
The 3x. That was an educated guess.
Probably.
So we have 2y. To be in slope-intercept form, we want what's with the x to come before the number at the end. So just put negative 3x in front, and then your 14. And then we want y all the way by itself, so what do we do with the 2? Divide. Every piece gets divided. Remember, we want our lines to have a usable slope, so leave 3 over 2 as a fraction. And then 14 divided by 2 is 7. Okay, so let's graph these. Are we going to start for the y equals negative x plus 3? Delila, where should I put my first point? On the positive 3 on y. And then how do we get to the next point? Good. Negative down 1 and to the right 1. And I'm going to make a lot of dots because we want to know where these are going to cross. Whoops. Down 1 over 1. And if we need to go the other way, we just do the opposite, up 1 to the left 1. And then we need to do our other line. Mariah, where do I start for that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then how do we get to the next point?
Down 3 to the right 2.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Come on. I'm going to keep doing that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, until we cross. Whew, took a long time. Okay. Oh my gosh. Forgot to record. Okay, so make sure your equations are in slope-intercept form, graph them, find where they cross. That point is your answer. If you have parallel lines that never cross, what type of solution will you have? If your lines look like this on your graph. If they never intersect, is there a solution? The answer is no. No solution. And then if you have one line and you graph your next line and it's the same, what kind of solution do you have for the same lines? That's when it's infinite. So you still might get the 3 types of solutions we've talked about. They just look different on the graph. Okay, any questions about graphing? All right, let's look at number 3 next. Number 3 asks you to solve by substitution. Which one should you use for substitution? What's going to be the least amount of work for you? Yeah, use that top one's already solved for y, so we're going to plug that into the y on the other equation. So we have 4x minus 3, and then instead of y, what's going in there? Cameron, what should we plug in? What else is there after y equals what altogether?
Do you have to add the 16 and 6?
We don't have to add it yet. But we do need to use the 6 also. So when you're plugging them in, just move that whole thing in where y was. 7x plus 6. And then you finish the equation that you plugged into. So we had 3y equals 16. And now we only have x's in this equation. You've seen things like this, and we can solve that. Before we start solving anything, though, we need to simplify. What do you get when you distribute your -3? Uh-huh.
Minus 18.
Good. Negative 21x minus 18, and then still equals 16. And now do we have like terms?
Indeed.
Indeed. Two things with x. So 4 minus 21.
Negative 17.
Okay. Oops. Negative 17x minus 18 equals 16. And now we can solve. So we need to move 18 over. What do we get when we do that? Okay, negative 17x equals 34. And get rid of your 17. So x equals what?
2. Well, negative 2.
Negative 2. Okay, so we found our x. Now we need to find our y. What do you do? To find y.
And then move forward to. Wait, no.
There's something that is less work than that. We have two equations up there. Which one is going to get you y easier?
Wait. Top.
The top one. It's already solved for y. You don't really have to move anything around. So we're just going to do y equals, and then 7. Instead of x, we found x is negative 2 plus 6. So then you just can plug that into your calculator. You don't have to solve anything. So what do you get for 7 times negative 2 plus 6?
Ahead.
Oh, come on. This is the easiest thing we've done today.
Y equals negative 14 plus 6.
Okay? So what is that?
Oh.
What do you get for negative 14 plus 6?
8. Wait, negative 8.
Negative 8. So our answer needs to go in as an ordered pair. X was negative 2, y was negative 8. Questions about substitution?
I do.
What is it?
So you're basically taking the bottom, like the bottom half, like the front of it, plugging it in.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking the top right half, plugging that in, and then taking the bottom number at the end and plugging that in.
Yeah, so it's a lot of plugging in and then plugging back in. So that's when they ask you to do substitution. Any other substitution questions? Okay, go down to number 8. Elimination is a little different. When they ask you to solve by elimination, you need to look and see what can cancel out, what can we eliminate. And this time, instead of looking like using one equation at a time, we're looking down our columns. We want to set these up so that everything's in the same spot, variable-wise. So our x's come first here, then y's, then the constant. So looking at this, if we add these together, like we would a multi-digit number, and go down our columns, which one eliminates easiest? So for these, we're looking like in columns. So does 2 plus 8 disappear, dx? No, what is 2 plus 8? 10. So we're going to combine them like that. What happens to 2y plus negative 2y? Those ones do cancel. And then what happens to 28 plus 22? 50. So for elimination, we're adding our equations together to make one part of them go away. All right, so now we're left with 10x equals 50. We can solve that. Divide by 10, and what is x? X equals 5. Whoops, I need an equal. And then to find y, you need to plug in, go back to either equation. It doesn't matter, you should get the same answer for both. So which one do you want to plug into? X plus 2y or 8x minus 2y? Okay. So we have 2, whoops. Instead of x, we already found x is the same thing as 5. Plus 2y equals 28. What do we get for 2 times 5? 10 plus 2y equals 28. And solve this for y. You move your 10 away. 2y equals what? 18. And then get y by itself. 18 divided by 2. Okay. So as an ordered pair, our answer is 5, 9. Anybody get something different or have a question? Okay. Then let's look at number 10. So for 10, do we have anything that's going to cancel out easily the way it's written? Is 4 plus 7 going to equal 0? Is 5 plus negative 3 going to equal 0? No. So we need to multiply these by something so that we get a coefficient that is the same number but opposite signs. Which variable do we already have that has opposite signs? Right, we have a positive 5y and a negative 3y. I would go ahead and just multiply the y's, because then you don't have to worry about changing any other signs. What can we make 5 and 3 become by multiplying? What's the number they both multiply to? 15. So if we want 5y to become 15, what do we need to multiply this top equation by? 3. And the bottom equation to get negative 3y to become negative 15, what do we need to multiply by? 5. So for these, that's your first step. When they don't have coefficients that cancel, multiply so that you get some that do. And then this is like distributing still. You're multiplying to every piece of that equation. What do you get when you multiply the 3 by 4x plus 5y equals 22? Luke, what is that equation now?
Huh?
What is the equation now after you multiply by 3?
12x plus 15y equals 66.
Okay. Forgot my y. 15y equals 66. And the bottom one.
35x minus 15y equals 160.
Yep. Now our y's can cancel. Add these two equations together. What is 12 plus 35? We're going down. 47. X. Y's canceled. 66 plus negative 160. What do you get? What is 66 plus negative 160?
Negative 94.
Negative 94. So then what's our x going to be?
Negative 2.
-2. Okay, then you need to plug in the x to one of the original equations to find y. If we just take you good? You finished with that? All right, so if we just use the top one, 4x, instead of x, we have negative 2, plus 5y equals 22. What's 4 times negative 2? Negative 8 plus 5y equals 22. What do we need to move to solve this? Add the 8, good. 22 plus 8. How much? 40. Not 40. 14? Oh. We're adding them. Yeah. It was a negative 8 on the left, so we had to add it. So 5y equals 30. What is y? Okay, so our ordered pair, negative 2, 6. So that's a quick review of all the ways we solved systems. Everybody good or have any questions?